Welcome back. I can tell by all of the sidebar conversations going on that you guys are having a funky good time. However, if you can do a little pause in your conversation and take your seats, that would be terrific.
Also, can you make an announcement for a game on the app and they go to the different
Bingo.
no, it's they scan the QR code. They go to the different what is this called? Exhibitors and scan the QR code of the exhibitors, and we're gonna give them the prizes for that.
That'll work. All righty, good people, take your seats. The buffet that's outside is not ours. We have a plated lunch, so if you have buffet food, take it back. That wasn't ours. So come on in so we can rock and roll with this second half of the program. ABC, it's easiest, take a seat. There is an S, an E, and an A, and a T. Please take a seat, yeah. Everybody now. ABC, it's easiest, take a seat. There is an S, an E, and an A, and a T. Please take a seat now. Woo! Come on, you all. Work with a brother and sat down. So, as you are making your way to your seats, just excited to see you all talking, rapping, vibing, glad-handing, back-slapping. That means you guys are having a funky good time. So good afternoon and welcome to the 2024 Golden Shovel Awards Luncheon. We have some awards to give away, some recognition to do, and we're going to keep it moving in deference to your time. I hope everyone enjoyed the first breakout sessions this morning. Again, my name is Tim McMurtry II. I serve as Executive Director of Infrastructure Business Development for NAMAC, Wisconsin, National Association of Minority Contractors, Wisconsin. Little word salad for you there. We are the oldest and largest minority-owned construction trade association in the nation, founded in 1969 in Oakland, California. We also have an exhibitor booth that's being worked by my main man, George Lawrence, my colleague. So check it out on the next break. So I'm excited to be with you again this afternoon as the MC of our luncheon portion. Now we have a tight schedule because we have some more partying to do. We have some additional breakout sessions and we have a post-event networking reception as well. Now, as you are making your way to the exhibitor booths during our breaks, there's a game we're trying to play with some major giveaways. So scan the QR codes that are at the various exhibitor booths so you can be participatory in our gaming activities. Coming up now, we want to have some remarks from our sponsor, HNTB, and from Rebecca Burkle, Administrator of the Division of Transportation System Development, DTSD. Following Ms. Burkle's remarks. Repeat after me, say following. Come on now. Following Ms. Burkle's remarks. Thank you. We will also hear from Deputy Secretary Christina Boardman, who will give the State of the DBE Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program address and update. So next, our Director of the Office of Business Opportunity and Equity Compliance, OBEC, Tondra Davis, will present the esteemed recipients of the 2024 Golden Shovel Awards, and this will be followed by our keynote speaker, Mr. Aaron Towns, Vice President and Commercial Relationship Manager of BMO Commercial, who will enlighten us on the topic of generational wealth, AKA getting that money. So, I would like to turn your attention really quick to a video from our luncheon sponsor, HNTB. Please please turn your attention to our screens. Oh, he's gonna, okay. We have an audible from Jordan Love's sister, Keisha Sutton. We're gonna have a few words from Mr. Andy Kowski of HNTB, our generous lunch sponsor. He's gonna come up to the stage. He's here now to my right. Andy serves as the vice president of HMTB, and we are honored to have him here with us today. I would like to also take a moment to acknowledge and commend HNTB for their steadfast commitment to the success of our DBE enterprises and the DBE program as a whole. HNTB's dedication to supporting DBEs is exemplified by their role as mentors to Spahn and Associates, members of NAMAC, by the way, so kudos to you on that one. Good looking out. They lead by example, showing their commitment in words and actions. So please join me, you all, in this audible recognizing HNTB and Andy Kowski for their support and contributions to our community. Give them a hand, please.
Thank you for that awesome intro, Tim, and I must say you are nearly impossible to speak after. I knew we were in good hands with our MC today when in the first minute you were doing LL Cool J. That was awesome. But how about a round of applause for Tim and him being the MC? A couple more shout outs before I talk a little bit about HNTV, and then we're going to do a video. Thank you to OBEC for running this conference. You do a great job. Tundra, your group is awesome. I'm not sure where you're sitting, but thank you. Well done. I know Prism is helping out KL Engineering, so shout out to OBEC. Also, Judge Derek Mosley was absolutely amazing this morning, and will cause all of us to reflect and think about unconscious bias. I'm not sure if he's still here or not, but that was amazing. And then the last shout out, I just wanted to say, you know, listening to Glenn talk this morning about the bill and WisDOT, with the same amount of people, with maybe even less people, they're pumping out more work. They're pumping the money out faster. That's coming from the bill, the discretionary grants. They're winning grants. And on behalf of all the consultants and contractors here, thank you to WisDOT for all your hard work. It goes underappreciated, but amazing job. Keeps us employed, helps our businesses grow. So thank you so much. Grateful for working for you every single day. HNTB, we're honored to be the lead sponsor of this conference. We believe in diversity. We believe in the DBE program. We think that makes us better as a firm. It makes our industry better. A little bit about ourselves. We have been around for 110 years. We're nationwide, 6,000 employees here in Wisconsin. We have 3 offices, Madison, Milwaukee, Green Bay, 200 plus engineers, architects, and planners, and we're very proud of that. We're proud of being in the mentor-protege relationship with Spahn and Associates. Thank you for your partnership. It's a mutually beneficial relationship where we learn from each other, and we're thankful for that, so thank you. And then the last thing I just want to say is congrats to WisDOT for hosting this conference and your commitment in the DBE program. At the end of the day, there should be opportunity for everyone. That strengthens our industry. It creates capacity. It creates competition. And that, at the end of the day, it creates a more sustainable program for DOT and allows more work to hit the streets. So thank you for that, WisDOT, and for your commitment to the DBE program. We 100% support it. So with that, thank you for the great intro, Tim. And we'll go to the video, talk a little bit about our mentor-protege relationship with Spahn.
At HNTB, we encourage our staff to be the spark. That spark is the unique, creative energy in all of us, inspiring the work that we do. This idea extends to our partners as well. That's why HNTB is a proud supporter of the WisDOT DBE program. We've seen firsthand the impact this program can make when we're all given a chance to show our spark.
My name is Bruce Spahn. and I'm the president, founder, and owner of Span & Associates. Including myself, we have 15 employees. The DBE program certainly has been critical to our firm and all of our small businesses to get opportunities to work on DOT projects. When I spoke with Ashley and Andy about could we consider formalizing our mentor-protege relationship, they didn't hesitate. They said, yeah, we work great with you guys and we've been working with you and we enjoy working with you and we'd like to help you grow. So that's what's going on now.
Through that relationship, HNTB wants Span to grow their business, to improve their skill sets, and through our official mentor-protege arrangement, we're doing mentoring sessions with them where we take their younger staff, we bring them into the HNTB office, we do a training session.
It's very helpful. It allows me to know what's going on, and if I ever run into any of these issues or something that I'm not too sure about, I know I can come reach out to them.
Over the next several years, things look very well for us, and we're really excited about the future and developing our relationship with HNTB.
Stories like this are why we've partnered with more than 20 DBE firms over the last 5 years, expanding each firm's opportunity to share their own spark. HNTB remains committed to WisDOT's DBE program, and we look forward to what's next.
Excellent, excellent. Give another hand for HNTB, our event sponsor, leading the way in DBE capacity building and growth efforts. Thank you, Andy, for remarks in the partnership and commitment to excellence on your projects. Your dedication to exceeding goals sets a high standard for collaboration and achievement. Now, please, you all, as we keep the party going, join me in extending a warm welcome to Rebecca Burkle, Administrator of the Division of Transportation System Development. As DTSD Administrator, Rebecca leads a division of more than 1,300 employees who work throughout Wisconsin overseeing the development, maintenance, and operation of the state highway system. She is committed to process improvement, innovation, efficiency, and consistency of policy application among DTSD's functional, technical, and regional areas. Give a warm round of applause for Ms. Rebecca Burkle.
Thank you, Tim. Oh my gosh. You're right. So, wow. I'm excited to be here. See all the energy, see the connections happening. Well, I'm going to test the group. I sort of like this exercise stuff that's going on here. And what was the assignment? 3 new people? Who's met at least one new person so far? 1. Okay, not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, if you need some people to meet, come meet me if you haven't met me before. And make sure you get at least 3, right? We're partway done for the day, so keep working on it, all right? Everybody wants to meet people. It's really inspiring to think about 38 years, this type of event happening, how far we've come with this type of event, where we can continue to go, right, with collaboration and moving forward. You know, and all the people that have, you know, been involved and engaged along the way. You know, I take a deep pride in our DBE program and its mission. It's really about cultivating talent, creating that pipeline of work that's available, opportunities for everybody to take advantage of. And know that we do have a lot of work coming on our plate. We talked about the bipartisan infrastructure law. We talked about the grants that are coming our way, and know that we're going to continue to seek that work to come to our state. We have needs here. We all need to work together, right, to deliver on our programs and projects, deliver these quality programs and projects. So we need everybody, right, working together. So with that, I'm proud, very proud, to introduce Christina Boardman, the Deputy Secretary of the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. And know last September, Christina became WisDOT's first female deputy secretary. We're excited about that. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about Christina Bishort before she starts to speak here and gives us some information. Christina previously served as the administrator of WisDOT's Division of Motor Vehicles, which serves millions of Wisconsinites each and every year. And under her leadership in DMV, she did some exceptional things in areas of customer service, efficiency, and innovation. She brought forward the federal Real ID program in Wisconsin, and she moved forward an innovative and award-winning online services for customers to really title and register their vehicles online in Wisconsin here. Christina served as the chair of the American Association of Motor Vehicle Administrators, sort of we call it AMVA, the International Board of Directors for 2022 through 2023 federal fiscal year. We also, DOT, we really benefit from her 28 years in state government service, which includes 10 years as a legislative aide for the Wisconsin State Assembly before coming to WisDOT in 2005. And she has a bachelor's of art degree in political science from Augustana College in Rock Island, Illinois. And Christina and her husband Adam live in Sun Prairie, that's where I reside too, with their 2 children, adult children. And so it's a great pleasure for me to have this opportunity to introduce Christina Boardman. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. Well, she mentioned I'm from Illinois, so I really appreciate Tondra getting the Bears colors up here for me. Yeah? No, I'm just kidding. All right. So thank you so much, Rebecca. It is really a thrill to be here. And thank you all for joining us at the Secretary's Golden Shovel Awards presentation. We are so excited to have this opportunity to recognize those that have contributed so many ways to help us meet our goals. While Secretary Thompson wishes he could be here today, I'm thrilled to stand in for him as we celebrate the great work of our award recipients. Before we get to the awards, though, I want to take a moment to recognize the progress that we have all made together. This is the 38th year of the DBE conference, and in that time, we have undoubtedly improved how we prepare for projects across the state, ensuring that we have a fair and equitable process that provides access to businesses that may face barriers. As we begin planning for all that is ahead here in 2024, we rely on the foundation that has been set by our DBE program. And we are preparing for a big year of projects that really builds on the successes of our previous work. Since 2019, we have transformed more than 7,400 miles of roads and more than 1,780 bridges in Wisconsin, and we couldn't have done it without your work and your strong partnerships across the industry. That progress is also thanks to state budgets that have prioritized transportation, plus the bipartisan infrastructure law, Glenn calls it bill. We couldn't have done it without that additional work that's coming into the state, and that plays a big role in helping us move forward. This historic investment will revitalize our transportation system, and it supports small and large projects throughout Wisconsin. That commitment will go a long way in helping to put your teams to work and improve the quality of life for people in Wisconsin. That's one of our top priorities at WisDOT, finding ways that we can maximize federal investments to meet the needs of our communities while focusing on safety and building a transportation workforce that meets the needs of both today and tomorrow. These goals, paired with WisDOT's focus on equitable partnerships in the transportation industry, cannot be accomplished without the commitment of everyone in this room. And I am so proud to say that Wisconsin is a leader in how we support our state's small and emerging businesses. We're taking some extra steps to ensure that DBE firms are involved and that they play that active role in our contracting process. For the 3rd straight year, WisDOT has surpassed our goal of the percentage of federal dollars going to DBEs. We are seeing more diversity in the businesses who are receiving funding, and good faith effort requests are declining. That's all good news, and it demonstrates the progress that we're making to improve equity in our industry. When the DBE program does well, everyone in Wisconsin benefits. Critical relationship building continues through the mentor-protege program, allowing large firms to help DBE firms find better opportunities. In addition, our stakeholder advisory committees are focused on developing new strategies to help us meet those DBE goals. The progress you've all made is remarkable, especially the work of those being recognized today. But we know we still more work to do to eliminate the barriers that may be holding some DBEs back. That's why we're here today. Continued training to allow us to help these DBE firms in the process. This workshop and the vital networking that is going on to help us connect with our most engaged partners and those that need maybe a little help as they compete for state contracts. We are so excited about the big projects that are coming this year and the potential to involve many of you in the work we need to do to complete these projects. A few highlights include rebuilding the Blatnick Bridge in Superior. You may have heard we got a $1 billion grant from the federal government on that. Upgrading I-41 between Appleton and Green Bay, and improving the I-94 east-west corridor in Milwaukee County. We're ready and we're looking forward to these projects and how they can create jobs for all of you and others in the community. We want all of you to think ahead and how you can better get involved in these big projects coming up. So again, WisDOT is committed to the success of the DBE program, and we're here to help you navigate what we know can be a complicated process, because we want all of you to be successful. We want everyone to have a seat at the table as we work together to build a transportation system here in Wisconsin that we can all be proud of. So thank you for your work, thanks for having me, and congratulations in advance for all those that are being honored here today. Thanks.
All right, now it's time for the awards presentation. And before we proceed with that, presenting our awards this morning or afternoon, I just want to take a moment to express my appreciation and gratitude for all the individuals and organizations that have helped this be such a successful event. We have almost 400 registrants. So can we, which is the largest number, at least since COVID. I'm not quite sure before that, I'll have to check on that, but it just shows the commitment that we all have to the DBE program and to making sure that it's successful. So I just want to thank you all for that. Now, without further ado, I'm going to invite Deputy Secretary Christina Boardman, Administrator Rebecca Burkle, Deputy Administrator Todd Matheson, and Deputy Administrator Scott Lowry. If you all could join me on the stage. We are going to present the 2024 Golden Shovel Awards. And what we will begin with, we're going to begin with our mentor proteges. Currently, we have 12 mentor protege pairs that are ongoing. Today, we will give the certificates to about 8 of them. In the past, the others have already received theirs. So with that, we will have our certificate of participation. I'm sorry, I just noticed this. It's my cheat sheet, y'all. All right, we have the certificate of participation, and we will have Vanna White deliver the certificates to me. You see her wonderful white gloves. We don't want to get fingerprints on the certificates. And so we have Madeline McLean with Payne and Dolan, and Adam Skinador with a NASA. And what we will ask is if you could come join us on stage to receive your certificates, and then we will take a photo, all right? So, Payne and Dolan. All right. And a NASA. Here, you want to present it to them? Thank you. You want to get in the middle, maybe? Yeah. All right, moving right along. We have Northeast Asphalt with Heather Salyer, and then also Melts Industries with Crystal Melts. And if I could just share a bit about the Mentor Protege program while they were coming. It's certainly an awesome program that allows our DBEs to partner with someone who has vast experience in the industry, which helps them grow, helps them scale up. And we're so appreciative to have the mentors who are willing to sacrifice their time and expertise to help our DBEs. So give them another round of applause. All right, our next pair, we have John Bartosek with ZTI Walbeck Group. And then we also have George Van Zyl with Van Zyl Contractors, the Mentor Proteges. Please come forward. Van Zyl. There you are.
I'm grabbing George's certificate.
But still, let's take the picture.
Congratulations.
I'll let him know right away. I'm sure he'll be very amused.
All right, moving right along. We have John Zignago of Zignago Company as our mentor, and as our protege, Tyrone Johnson of Brothers Infrastructure Group Construction. All right, now we have as our mentor KL Engineering, whose protege is Mino Ham, M Squared Engineering. Here they come, thank you. All right, we're getting down to the last couple here. Now we have as our mentor HNTB Corporation, who had that lovely presentation. And so we already know that their protege is Bruce Spann of Spann and Associates. Thank you. Congratulations, please.
Well, there's just surprises all the time.
All right, sorry I was wrong. We have one more after this. So now we have, as a mentor, my slide didn't change, Jacobs Engineering Group with Louis Leon, LT Leon Associates. Jacobs and LT Leon. All right, we're in the days of social media. We have to have lots of pictures, all right? All right, so we will move on to our next group of mentor-protege pairs. Short Elliott Hendrickson, paired up with Richard Rivera in Reach, Grow, Exceed Engineering. All right. All right, so now we will move into our Golden Shovel Awards. And with that, I would first of all just acknowledge all the nominees. For our nominees, we had A1 Excavating, if you could give them a round of applause. NASA Traffic Control Services, keep it going. Brothers Infrastructure Group Construction, Core Inc., DAR Engineering, HNTB Corporation, Hoffman Construction Company, Jacobs, Lakeside Engineers, Payne and Dolan, a Wabeck Group Company, Reach, Grow, Exceed Engineering, Rock Road Companies, Sheet Piling Services, and Zignego. All right, let's give them all a round of applause. And so now we will announce our winners. And for this category, we looked at contractor and consultant nominations that were given, and the awards today are based upon DBE usage, number of projects with DBE participation, number of projects as a DBE, compliance and good standing, and also absence of GFEs. And so our first winner today is a NASA Traffic Control Services. A NASA, if you've seen already, they were a mentor protege with Wildbeck. If you could come forward, please. Again, we're going to present the award and have you take pictures. Amen. I'm sorry, I went to church for a minute. I went to church. And also they had significant growth over the past 2 years in labor and also increased in their project sizes, both in the size of projects and the numbers of projects. So a NASA traffic control. All right. And our next winner is HNTB Corporation. Again, they are mentor protege with Span and Associates, and they are a true advocate and support of DBE participation on design projects. And we know they are one of our major sponsors for this event today. So HNTB Corporation. Come on, the more the merrier. Thank you. Congratulations.
Get cozy.
Just make it work.
I have to be in the middle because I'm shortest.
All right. Thank you, HNTB. All right. And so our next Golden Shovel Award winner is Hoffman Construction Company. Hoffman, where are you? Feel free to bring up an entourage like HNTB did. It's fine. Your moment to shine. There they are. We are thankful for this group. They had no GFEs. And listen to this, they had $32 million in DBE commitments this past year. Let's give them a round of applause. They are doing it and doing it well. Thank you.
It's Jacobs, but I'm not quite sure if anybody is here from Jacobs right now.
All right. Jacobs, if you're in the house, this is our next Golden Shovel Award winner, Jacobs. We're unsure if anyone checked in for them. But we will tell you what they did to receive the award. They mentored LT Leon, and they also are an advocate supporter of DBE participation on our design projects as well. So just give them a round of applause in their absence. We will move on to our next Golden Shovel Award winner, which is Lakeside Engineers. Lakeside Engineers. There they are. Come on up. Some of the amazing things they did was they established a DBE firm working on mega projects with construction oversight, and they participate, have DBE participation on large design projects. So they utilize our DBE, so we're so thankful. Lakeside Engineers. All right, last but not least, it's always when you have Z as your name, you probably get used to being last sometimes, right? But last but certainly not least, Zignego Company. Golden Shovel Award winner for 2024, Zignego. And let me tell you about them. They also do not have any GFEs. They have $21 million in DBE commitments, and they are a mentor protege to Brothers Infrastructure Group. Give a round of applause for Zignego. So we have one other award that we will be presenting today, and it is our Hall of Fame award. And with the Hall of Fame, we usually induct someone who has really been a prominent figure in the DBE community with helping with the goals of the program. And so this year we have the inductee is Sarah Construction. As many of you know, James Harris, he passed away in November of this past year, and we unfortunately lost him. But Sarah Construction, they became a DBE in 2014, and they are an industry recognized contractor on many WisDOT projects with commitments ranging in the millions of dollars across several years of service on WisDOT projects. And so throughout the years, we have appreciated their contributions to the successful outcomes on the WisDOT projects, and we are pleased to induct James Harris into the Hall of Fame and to present this award to his family. Unfortunately, they were unable to be here today, but we still wanted to make sure we honored him. Thank you. So, that said, those are our awards for 2024 Golden Shovel Awards. I'd like to thank and congratulate today's winners and ask you to give them one more time a well-deserved round of applause. Thank you.
All right, folks, give another round of applause for all of the award winners. Congratulations to you all on your diligence in helping to advance DBE efforts. Now we're going to go ahead and get into our luncheon keynote speaker. And hello again once more. This is Tim McMurtry one more time. It is truly inspiring to witness our firms being acknowledged for their dedication and hard work throughout the year. I want to take a moment to encourage all the firms in the audience that this could be your opportunity as well. As we like to say at NAMAC, opportunities of a lifetime must take place in the lifetime of the opportunity. So while you're here today, getting inspiration, getting insight, getting depth into the DBE pantheon, don't take it lightly. You're not here by accident nor coincidence. This is your time to shine. This is your due season for the come up. So take all of the information and the occurrences that have taken place today and will take place tomorrow as well. Let that absorb into your personal system. Let it come in as seeds that are sown so that you also can reap a harvest moving forward. Now we're going to shift our focus to a topic that impacts us all. Money, 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 money. Say, show me the money.
Show me the money.
One more time, act like you mean it. Say, show me the money.
Show me the money.
That's what I'm talking about. We have coming to the stage now Mr. Aaron Towns, Vice President and Commercial Relationship Manager of BMO Commercial Bank. We're going to welcome him to the stage. And as he comes, Aaron will be sharing insights on the crucial subject of generational wealth. He is the man. About time. I don't see. Come on up, bruh. Don't be shy. I'm going to get on out of your way because they don't want to hear me anymore. They want to hear about this bread you're going to share. Now, you all take good notes because what we hear a lot in business is that it's the money game that tends to be the choke point for moving forward. So without any further ado, I introduce to some and present to others the one and only Aaron Towns.
Thank you. Show me the money. Okay, we got to get better. I'm okay. Show me the money. Okay, we're not there yet. All right, you all are still vetting me. It's okay. The name's Aaron Towns. I'm a director with BMO's Commercial Bank. This is my third career. I started my career as a technologist with a couple of organizations that may sound familiar: GE Aircraft Engines, Kroger Corporate. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. Thank you. And I'm really thrilled to be here. In 2019, BMO came out with a purpose statement, and that purpose statement was to boldly grow the good in business and life. And one of the things that I admire about the organization is that they mean it. I'm here with you today for purpose. Can you all say that? Purpose. Okay, you all are committed to that. All right. As we get started today, I kind of want to start with a couple of ground rules, just to level set a bit. Number one, as you share your perspective, speak from a place of I. Don't judge others. This is going to be a unique journey for the people in the room. You'll see why in just a second. Actively listen and engage. I will be coming to a few of you to share your voice, share your perspective. I would love to hear, and maybe so do the other audience members as well. Exclude personal biases. This is a big one. In my experience, what happens is people have a connotation of what is quite possible, and then they have limiting beliefs, and as a result of that limiting beliefs, they continue to experience what they're currently experiencing, though it may not be their desire. And the next is a big one for me. I'm going to be open with you. I'm going to share stories that I haven't shared publicly, so I apologize in advance if I get a little emotional on you, a little teary-eyed on you. It's all from a positive intent, just trying to help. Okay? I'm going to take a little bit of time to understand the audience. By a show of hands, how many of you all are prime with prime organizations? Okay, good. Thank you all so much for being here and supporting DBEs in a real meaningful way. I mean that sincerely. How many of you all have been in business for less than 5 years? Okay, good. Thank you for that. Next, how many of you all are looking to retire in the next 5 years? All right, I thought everyone's hand would show up at that point, right? Okay. And one of the things that I notice about founders, how many founders do we have in a room? The business owners who had the vision to bring this to life. Okay, good. Thank you for helping me know who you are a bit. So we'll go ahead and begin our journey. The question then becomes, what is generational wealth? What is it? And I think that's unique to every single person in this room. If I were to ask you, sir, what is generational wealth to you, what would you say? Okay. Wealth that's transferred to the next generation. Does everyone kind of agree with that thought? Okay, great. I'm going to share a story with you. I was fortunate enough to work with a gentleman who was 5 generations oil. He was a Texan. And he said, Aaron, I really appreciate your work ethic. You got great vision, charisma. I'm going to take you under my wing, and I'm going to share some things with you. I said, fantastic, Dave. Look forward to learning from you. He said, you think it's about hard work. You think that if you work really hard and you're really intelligent, you're going to be wildly successful. I said, yeah, that makes a ton of sense, right? He said, the world doesn't work like that. Okay. If you wanted to go to Harvard, it would be quite the process for you. Is that correct? Yes. AAA student, 4.5 GPA, and maybe get considered. He said, if I wanted my kids to go to Harvard, it's a phone call. Here are the stories that I haven't said publicly. He said, but I got your back. I'm going to take you under my wing, and I'm going to share some things with you. Imagine how I felt getting off the phone. Pretty disappointed, a little frustrated, angry, to say the least. I don't believe this to be true. He said, if we were running a 100-yard dash, would you ever beat me if I started at the 50-yard line? No. Would it matter how hard you ran? No. Would it matter how much you trained? No. That's the reality. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. One thing that I want to let you know is that though I ran a wealth business for BMO a few years ago, $3.2 billion portfolio, half the state, assets under management, I'm not licensed anymore. So the things that we'll talk about today are just simply for strategy and strategy purposes. If you all have additional thoughts, questions, concerns, insights that you're desiring, happy to be around, stick around. We're going to be able to be intentional about giving you all the opportunity to stay connected. My desire for today is a few things. Number one, just want to provide a couple of key insights as it relates to education and awareness. Number two, maybe provide inspiration for you all to take action. And then number three, want to be a convener of resources. So if you all could pull out your phones, you don't have to take action right now, but there's going to be QR codes on respective slides as we go about. And as you see those QR codes are designed to be additional resources for you so that you can continue your journey beyond the 30 minutes that we have here today. Is that fair? Okay, great. So there's a few key themes that we'll highlight. Number one, we'll spend a little bit of time going through an exercise of identifying what your vision is. We'll actually also talk about the principles of financial management, financial planning. There's 6 things that we'll talk about briefly here today. And then lastly, we'll also talk about mindset. What's the mindset that you have to adopt to ensure that you will be successful, not just for today, but for generations to come? As I talked to you about Dave, my buddy Dave in Texas, his family made it a point to plan 5 generations out. So I'm going to be a little personal with you and share a story, my why. My son is 18 years old. He's at Fordham University in the Bronx, living his best life. And he and I had a conversation when he was 16 years old. And I said, hey, kiddo, I want to share with you a little bit about our family legacy. He's like, all right, Dad, what's up? I said, I want to talk to you about this guy named Great-Grandpa Neil. Great-Grandpa Neil was a guy down in South who's a part of your lineage, your great-great. And he had hundreds of acres in the South, and he built cottages on them, and he rented them out. He was fairly wealthy. And he had employees. And he would allow other people to borrow his employees and support the greater cause. Long story short, Great-Grandpa Neil got into a little confrontation, and he was murdered by the mob. The mob came back and said, hey, we're going to come back to kill the boys. There were 3 boys. One of those boys was my grandfather. So then the family said, hey, we got to get the boys out of here, because if you kill the boys, you kill the lineage. Not completely true in today's world, but that was a thought. And the boys came up north, and my grandfather had my dad, and my dad had me. So I had a conversation with my son, and during this time, he is very emotionally evoked. Very emotionally evoked. Dad, that's not fair. Why did that have to happen? And I said, well, we got to be grateful. Grateful for what? I said, well, if things didn't kind of play out the way that they did, you probably wouldn't be here. But I'll tell you my commitment. My commitment is to help restore the legacy for myself, my family, and my community. I consider you all a part of my community, and I would do everything I can to support you in your journey. And that is the why behind why I'm doing what I'm doing. So a few moments ago, I said, hey, can you do me a favor and say, purpose? And you all did well. Can we do it again? Purpose. Thank you. That's why we're here. As we think about what you want your legacy to be, there's a few things to consider. What do you want your legacy to be? As people think about what they want to experience in retirement, they get as far as saying, hey, I want to retire in 10 years. That was one of the questions that I asked. But they don't define what they want their experience to be. So if we had more time, I would probably select a volunteer and I would ask you very specific questions around what do you want your experience to be? And you would tell me about taking travel, both domestic and internationally. You would talk to me about hanging out in Italy, drinking wine. You would talk about going to dude ranches. You would talk to me about hanging out with your family and loved ones. The number one reason why people aren't successful as it relates to creating generational wealth is because they haven't taken the time to define what their vision is. Not abstractly, I want to retire in 5 years, but I mean definitively, defining it. The next question is, what do you want your legacy to be? As you consider yourself on end of days and you're kind of thinking about your life and you're reflecting and you're looking to spend a great amount of quality time with your loved ones, what do you want to leave behind? And if you're not intentional about that earlier on, then a lot of these things would just be for naught. Next, the emotional resilience. You need the emotional resilience to commit to the behaviors that then create that outcome. So you can ask me, Aaron, how emotionally committed are you to helping me on my journey of legacy? My feedback would be 100%, but I share the story as to why. So if I have hiccups and if I have experienced setbacks, it will not be the end because I'm committed emotionally to push through and persevere. Once you have the vision and you understand where you want to go, it's kind of like GPS. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. One of my desires is to live in California or have a space that I can go out there and frequent every so often. Now it's just a matter of creating a roadmap to help you reach your destination. As you think about what you want your life experience to be, I talked about going to Italy, I talked about sipping wine, I talked about traveling. The next question is, what dollar amount per month do you need to create that reality? And that number is very different depending on the person that you're talking to. Some people are very simple. They'll get the cabin up north and all they need is $2,500 a month, which is fantastic. Some people want the life of luxury and they need about $10,000 a month for each partner, husband and wife. And that's okay. The most important thing is to truly determine what your number is. And now, once we know the number, you can kind of work backwards. So we'll be able to highlight the components of a financial plan. That's the next series. I do want to call out this QR code. This QR code is a free resource for you to go out there. There's modules for all of the things that we're talking about. So if you want additional resources for that, it's right here, free for you to benefit from. So today we'll talk about a few things. Number one, risk management, cash management, investment concepts, tax management, retirement planning, and estate planning. What's very unique, but not really, is that everyone's life cycle is the same. We're all born, we all transition. Everyone experiences being a teenager, everyone experiences being middle-aged, everyone experiences being older. And so the journey is always the same despite your individual experiences. So as we talk through this, I'm going to highlight a few things for each one of these categories. So for 0 to 25, that is referred to as simple savings. If you're thinking about from the time that you're born to the time that you're 25, it's a lot of times the same experience. If you think about 25 to 50, this is the time where you're borrowing. You're borrowing money for your business, borrowing money for yourself. You think about investments, priorities there between 50 and 75, even more so, but it should be a priority younger. We'll talk about that in a little bit as it relates to procrastination. And then the asset spend down, the year of life activity. I know that some of you may be thinking about, okay, great, I'm looking at the line and if I got divorced and remarried and kids, or maybe I shouldn't have kids anymore because my net worth seems to be higher. It's your life, it's your choice. It's okay. I think the point really here to make is, what is your net worth? What is your net worth? A lot of people get overly focused on my income or my EBITDA or my net income for my business, which is all great. The magic number is, what is your net worth? The net worth is the money, the assets that will be able to sustain your life throughout the remainder of your life, and this is what we transition for the next generation, also known as legacy. So, I want to share some non-fun facts. And this is just for information. I'm sharing this with you so that you can plan for it accordingly. But if you're thinking about ages 0 to 25, there's a couple of things. The federal minimum wage is $7.25. And I'm hoping that if you all have employees that are earning significantly more than that. All right, we'll move on. Next thing, I mentioned that my son is at Fordham University right now. The cost of college for those who have, children or grandchildren actually inflates at a rate between 5 to 8% per year. I went to Xavier University in Cincinnati, Ohio. When I went there, it was $32,000. My son wanted to maintain the legacy and go, and I was like, hey, maybe a different option. Grateful for where he went. And as we were completing the FAFSA, Xavier was 62 grand. Agreed. Next, for borrowing, I want to highlight something really quick. Anyone going to be getting married in the next 12 months? Not one soul? Okay, one soul. How soon are you getting married? July? You can tell me the truth or a lie. I'm comfortable either way. What was the price tag for it? Awesome. Out of pocket. Good. Can we give her a round of applause? That's huge, because the average cost of a wedding is about 30 grand. So congratulations at 10% of that. And then, anyone have children? Do you love them? Sometimes? Most of the time? Man, they're expensive. Average cost of kids, 300 grand. I just told you my son wanted to go to college for 62, and I said, you're on your own. That was an interesting conversation. Investments. This is the piece that I kind of want to spend a little bit more time. We'll explore it in just a second. I talked about assets, the assets that gives you income continually. This is a non-fun fact. In retirement, ages between 55 and 64, the average assets that individuals have is $185,000. When you think about what you want your legacy to be, and when you think about what you want to experience in your final days, Europe, etc., it's all good. But if you fall in the average category, this is the reality. And then we'll talk about it in just a second. What that leads to is over-reliance on Social Security. You're 100% reliant on the government to be able to sustain the quality of your life. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. Risk management. I'm going to share a story here. I'm not originally from Wisconsin. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I mentioned that. And the only reason why I'm here in August of 2013 is because my mom passed away on a Tuesday of cancer. Anyone have a loved one manage cancer at all? Okay, heartfelt for all of you. My interview with BMO was on a Friday, and I knew that I could come to Wisconsin because I would have never left my mom. In my mom's final days, though she lived her entire life saving and sacrificing and planning, she passed away at 62. But in her final days, she was in care after having a week full of chemo via an IV. And you can ask me, hey, Aaron, did your mom know who you were when she left the hospital? My response would be no. Did she know where she was? My response would be no. But I would tell you, she was in assisted living, so care, not luxurious, the size of maybe a large walk-in closet. And the dollar amount that she was paying per month was $7,000. So then you may say, What about the plan for the grandchildren? She said that she wanted to have a college fund for the grandkiddos, right? No. Well, she said that she wanted to help the kids buy their first car, maybe a used one, right? Is that possible? Is that a reality? No. I want to tell you folks, the health stuff in final days is a big, big deal. You got to plan for it. There's an exercise, Dime, where you can consider if you're the breadwinner and or if you want to leave something behind as a part of your legacy, what dollar amount do you want to leave behind? This is a great slide to take a photo of. And what this is an exercise for you to be able to say, okay, great. I'm going to consider all of my debt. I'm going to consider the income. If I have people relying on me, how do I support them maintain their quality of life? I'm going to take care of all the mortality expenses and those kids that we kind of sort of love. I'm going to make sure that their education is taken care of as well. There's a formula for it. And you can use this to be able to ensure that your loved ones are well taken care of. Next, cash management. I love cash management, not just because money is king, but I think it's amazing. Discretionary income, you take all of the money that you make minus your expenses, that leftover money, that is where wealth is created. That is where wealth is created. At that point, it just is trying to figure out how to take those dollars and then do something specific so that you can increase your asset class, increase your net worth. We'll talk about that in a few moments. Any Starbucks drinkers in the room? Okay, I'll ask again. Any Starbucks drinkers in the room? Coffee drinkers? Okay. Adult beverage drinkers, maybe? All right, there we go. We love our fun. It's all good. So, on a monthly basis, would you say that you spend $200 a month, not per weekend, a month, maybe indulging yourself? And that's okay. The purpose of the budget is to go ahead and see what's out there and see, not at the sacrifice of fun, but see in what areas can you trim with the expectation that if it's $200 a month, compound interest at 8% over a 20-year period of time, that $200 a month is not $200. That is actually $118,000. There's a QR code up there for a calculator to be able to support you all. If you wanted to plug in some numbers to see, all right, great, if I stop going out every weekend and just maybe twice a month, how much will I have over a 20-year period of time? Now, with that leftover money, you have some things to consider. You could put your money in a CD, which actually is paying pretty well right now, 5%, 4.5%, depending on where you go. Or maybe you want to do something different and own stocks. And that's okay. Whatever your preference is, it's your journey. Talk to your financial advisor is my advice here. By a show of hands, how many of you all are accredited investors? And if you're an accredited investor, you know what I'm asking. Hands high, please. No one? Okay, a couple. All right. So an accredited investor is a person with a net worth of $1 million or more, individual income of $200,000 or more, and or jointly with their spouse, $300,000 or more. Now the question may be, why am I talking about accredited investors? I mentioned this before when I said I'm going to share some stories that I haven't necessarily shared publicly. Now, here we go. This is a friend of mine. His name is Rob. When you're an accredited investors, for those folks in the room who are accredited investors, you all know that you get access to special investment opportunities. Yes? For the accredited investors? Okay. Discreetly saying yes. Great. And that access actually provides you with greater rates of return, which is really what it's all about. So this is my buddy Rob. We had breakfast this past Saturday. I, on occasion, advise him. He is a part of private equity. He had an exit in December of last year. Got a pretty fat check. And if you're an accredited investor, you can be a part of that journey to get those returns. And he said, Aaron, guess what I bought? And I was like, I have no idea, a jet. He was like, no, better, my Batmobile. And this is Rob. And he text messaged to me a couple of days ago and said that I can share his story. Now, I'm sharing that for a purpose, because what I notice with business owners, DBEs, is that we zero out. We generate income, we have deductions for the purpose of not paying tax, and zero out. At the same time, we forget to contribute to our retirement savings accounts. And when you forget to contribute to your retirement savings accounts, you lose access. You lose access to be able to go out and get additional lines of credit. You lose access to increase your net worth. You lose access to being an accredited investor. As we move forward, if Rob had the big exit, which was pretty significant, his number one issue now is paying that one cool guy, our Uncle Sam, right? So we gave him an introduction, and he's now trying to figure out how to manage that appropriately. I'm not going to say anything else about taxation except for seek your tax advisor. Next is retirement planning. When you know what kind of lifestyle that you want, I talked about this before, you have your number. You take your number per month, you multiply it by 12. You have your number for the year, which is great. When we know what the monthly income requirements are, at that point, the next thing is to figure out how do we get there. Social Security is a wonderful resource. In a few decades or less, Social Security may not be around, but a large portion of our seniors are relying on Social Security for the majority of their income. So yes, we can consider Social Security. I'm not going to rely on it. Your choice. Next, with the retirement contributions, I'll highlight all of the magical stuff, self-employment pension plans, 401ks, Roth IRAs, all of those things. Understanding your discretionary income also gives you permission to then contribute to those vehicles. You can work with your financial advisor to be able to support you in that journey. Next, how many of you all are in real estate? Awesome. We should definitely have a conversation for the folks who are in real estate. I appreciate what you're doing, diversifying your model a bit, your portfolio, creating passive income in a real meaningful way. And if you care to, I got a little equation for you. If you take that number, what's your number? You multiply by 12, you have your total number for the year. If you take that total number and you divide it by 4%, that number will tell you the total net nut that you need, if that makes sense. So if I wanted to earn $120,000 a year, $10,000 a month, I would need $3 million kind of set aside where I expect interest income of 4%, and I would never spend my $3 million, but I would get interest of 4%, which is $10,000 a month, $5,000 for the wife, $5,000 for me, and I carry on with my life. At that point, I have $3 million that I'm going to be transferring to my legacy. Just a little math. For the business owners in the room, one of the things that we see is I'm going to 100% confidently transfer my business to my family. And I would tell you that that works about 15% of the time. Maybe it'll be different for you. All right. So as we think about this, I want to just highlight one thing, and this is the cost of procrastination. See, in my experience, some people say things like, oh, I don't have enough cash to move forward. Oh, my discretionary income is small, and so I can't take action. I want to let you know that if you had $10,000 invested at a compound interest rate of 8% over a 30-year period of time, but you just held on to it for 10 years, I'll do it. I promise I'll do it. It will cost you significantly. And you can see the delta between the green and blue bar line. So estate planning. I had a conversation recently with someone, and I asked them, what do you want your legacy to be? And I said, help me understand what that experience will be when you transfer it. And they told me a story of them in a beach with their family. It's a family affair, family celebration, and them giving an heirloom to their oldest son as a symbol of passing the torch, continuing the legacy. And this was important because she visualized what she wanted to experience. Now she's emotionally committed. Once you understand where you want to go, the assets that you currently have, and you work with your partners to create your plan, you now have the roadmap. At that point, it's just a matter of implementing the plan and revisiting the plan to ensure that as market changes occur, you can always stay relevant. Last thing for this point, I want to highlight having your village. It's really important. Sometimes when I say things like, hey, I'm an accredited investor and I want to invest in this private equity deal, and you're talking to people who do CDs or put money under the mattress, they may say you're very risky and that you're crazy as a result of considering something like that. So my feedback for you is to get around people that's your people. And it's okay to maybe deflect people that don't reconcile well with your desires. The last thing I want to highlight is the one that's probably most important for me. It's the mental journey. When engaging people, they share their needs, they share their wants, they share their wishes, and they say, I want to increase revenue by $5 million. And then they have all the resources to bring that to life, and then don't take action. And there's something else going on underneath the surface. And I've seen people have the little voice talk them out of opportunity. I'll speak from a place of I come from humble beginnings. I think you all know that based on the lineage story. And I was fearful of accumulating wealth because I thought that if I acquired it, guess what I would lose? My relationships with my loved ones. And so though being exposed to all these opportunities, at the last minute I will pull out, and I didn't even know, I didn't even have a sense of awareness that this was what was going on. This is my feedback for you. If you have a desire for something, and if it doesn't match your reality, there may be something going on within, and those things may be an embedded false truth. I'm not worthy enough. I will be judged. I will lose my relationships. So, that was pretty fast. I know that it was a lot of information. My commitment is still the same. If you want to have a conversation, we're here. There's resources for you as you're on your journey. If you select this QR code, I will even make myself available Saturday morning between 8 and 9:30 in the morning, virtually. Because I know that we just threw a lot at you, and there may be questions that you may have as you drive home later on today. And we don't believe in leaving people behind. So my name is Aaron Towns. You can LinkedIn me. You can have a chat with me while we're here. But I appreciate you all more than you know. Thank you.
My goodness gracious. Give him another hand, you all. Oh, my. Hey, and this here is no cap. No cap means I'm not faking, I'm not joshing. No cap. This has been one of the best DBE summits ever. No, for real. No, I'm not. And that's not just because I'm, participatory in it. That's not just it. But the depth of information, all we've talked about, I'm talking about implicit bias, ethics in business, DBE contracting, real talk, the money. Now it's I have a daughter, she's a freshman at Fisk University in college. Woohoo, yeah, right. Those expenses are real. Some of my party money got to be considered for her and, room and board. So with that, if you have not plugged into all of the various formulas, the best practices, et cetera, that Aaron was talking about, it's still not too late for you, because many publications, including but not limited to Forbes, have declared, I think like right now, over the next, 5 years or so, as the period of the greatest wealth transfer in the history of mankind, with some $80 trillion. Say 80 trillion. $80 trillion being transferred because we're going through generations from baby boomers to Generation Z, et cetera. So this is really an opportunity. So if you have not done all the things you should have done, haven't been as responsible as you should have been, blah, 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 you have an opportunity to correct that so we all can secure the bag. Is that all right? That's all right. So as we are drawing to a close for our morning and early afternoon sessions, award piece, I have a couple of other shout outs that I want to give before I turn you all loose to go on and continue your conversations, your networking, rapping with buddies and new people alike, as well as going to the exhibitor booths and tables and on to the afternoon workshops. There are a couple of things that I want to do. First, I want to thank Aaron again for a wonderful presentation. One more time, y'all. Give him a hand. Don't be stingy with the applause. Don't be stingy with the applause. I want to take time to thank everyone who has made this phenomenal event possible. First of all, we want to thank the WisDOT team, okay? Give WisDOT a hand. Come on now. WisDOT. Our consultants, all the DBE Summit partners, exhibitors, Kalahari Conference Center, David Hunt and his team for photography and live streaming, Trimark for AV support, and of course, all of you. Say, that means me. Say, that means me. All righty. When I say all of you, then I say that means me. Now I'm talking to, okay, let me keep going. It's that lunch done settled in. Folks need to move around a little bit. I understand. It's all good. So with that, a special shout out goes to Prism Technical and our very own event coordinator, the indomitable, often imitated, but never duplicated, the one and only in all that royal blue, Miss Rosalind Robertson. Give her a hand, y'all. Rosalind. From OVEC. Those folks, their tireless efforts have played a crucial role in bringing the summit to fruition. We also extend our appreciation to ACEC, BMO Bank, DAR, KO Engineering, Michaels, NAMAC, OES Engineering, M Squared, SBA, Small Business Administration, the Daily Reporter, True Visions, Wallback Group, the WNWPI, Wisconsin Procurement Institute, for their invaluable contributions. Let us give them a resounding round of applause for their unwavering commitment, dedication, and hard work in making this summit a resounding success. Additionally, almost, y'all, just bear with me, live while longer. Additionally, I would like to extend a big thank you to our generous sponsors: Construction Business Group, CBG, U.S. Bank, Wisconsin Transportation Builders Association, Pro Electric, Pro2Pave, Tribal Labor Advisory Committee, and our awards luncheon sponsor, HNTB, the multiple award winners taking home plenty hardware today. Keep up the good work. Your support has been instrumental in ensuring the success of this event, and we are deeply grateful for your continued partnership. Now, let me catch my breath. All right. We have an app which houses our session information, program booklet, partner information, and much more. Be sure to scan the QR code on your table to gain access. And before I let you all go, we're going to have to draw another name for one of those, two more names for our year-long subscription to the Daily Reporter. So if I can get and our Michael's, not Michael Jackson, but Michael's jacket, and then a Daily Reporter. So we got a lot of stuff to give away as you guys are making your way to your breaks. Drum roll, please. Paul Smith must be present to win. Paul, is Paul here? If Paul is not here, hope he's not on the restroom break. Paul, somebody, anybody. All right, drum roll, please. Next name. Rita from Wallback. Rita. Come on up, Rita. Your choice. Jackets, subscription. The jacket is a XXX. Do you? All righty, give Rita another hand, you all. Another hand. Okay. Daily Reporter subscription. Drum roll, please. Nicole Richards. Come on down. That's it. So, before I let you all go, we're going to have one more drawing, and this drawing is going to be for a hotel stay here at the Kalahari. And if you're really special, we might throw in an extra bonus night, but don't make no promises. Just a little extra cheese for you, just a little extra cheese for you. So, you want to do that now? Or at the networking reception? Okay, we're going to do it at the networking reception. With that being said, the networking reception is going to rock from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. You'll get a chance to do some additional networking, eat some good food. Maybe for you adult beverage drinkers, might get a chance to get a little adult beverage as well. And so it's going to be a really, really good time. We have our afternoon sessions. Breakout sessions begin approximately at 1:50. So you have an opportunity to stretch your legs a little bit, use the restroom, continue on the conversations, and hit our exhibition booths as well. Again, we have the little game situation, trying to gamify the little summit and stuff. So use the QR codes that are at the respective exhibition booths, and you can qualify for some additional artifacts and parting gifts for later on today. That being said, you are free to make your move. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself thus far. Remember to speak to at least 3 people that you did not know before you came here. Thank you very much. Good afternoon and buenos tardes.